First contact and mysterious substance. The year was 2157, when humanity finally made contact with an alien civilization. The Zarkonian ship appeared in Earth's orbit without warning, its sleek, crystalline structure gleaming against the backdrop of space. As the world held its collective breath, waiting for either salvation or destruction, the aliens extended an olive branch in the form of a transmission. People of Earth, the message began, translated through advanced algorithms. We come in peace and with great curiosity about your kind. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, Earth's leading xenobiologist, found herself at the forefront of this historic encounter. As she boarded the shuttle to meet the Zarkonian delegation on their ship, her heart raced with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The fate of humanity might well rest on this first interaction. The Zarkonians were a sight to behold. Tall, graceful beings with iridescent skin and eyes that seemed to hold the depths of the cosmos within them. Their leader, Ambassador Gazailfor, greeted Elena with a gesture that resembled a bow. "We have long observed your species," Gailfor said, his voice a melodious hum. "Your resilience and adaptability intrigue us, but it is something else that has drawn us here today." Elena's brow furrowed. Something else. Gailfor's expression shifted to one of concern. "We have detected traces of a substance on your planet, one that is strictly regulated throughout the galaxy due to its immense power and potential for destruction." As Elena listened, her mind raced. What substance could they be referring to? Earth had made significant strides in scientific discovery, but nothing that seemed to warrant this level of galactic concern. Gailfor continued, "We wish to learn more about how your species has managed to coexist with this substance without destroying yourselves. It is unprecedented." Over the next few weeks, as diplomatic relations were established and cultural exchanges began, the mystery of the substance deepened. Earth's scientists worked tirelessly alongside their Zarkonian counterparts, analyzing data and comparing notes. It was Dr. Hikaru Tanaka, a brilliant chemist from Tokyo, who made the breakthrough. Late one night, as he pored over the Zarkonian data, he noticed a pattern. The molecular structure they were so concerned about matched perfectly with a compound Earth had in abundance, one so common that humans had taken it for granted for millennia. "It can't be," Hikaru whispered to himself, double and triple checking his findings. But there was no doubt. The substance that had brought an advanced alien civilization to Earth's doorstep, the compound so powerful it was feared across the galaxy, was nothing other than ordinary water. As news of the discovery spread, reactions varied from disbelief to amusement. How could something so essential to life on Earth be considered dangerous by advanced alien species? The Zarkonians, however, were far from amused. Ambassador Gailfor called for an emergency meeting with Earth's leaders. "You must understand," he implored, his usually calm demeanor showing cracks of urgency. "Dihydrogen monoxide, as you call it, is not to be trifled with. Its properties are unlike anything else in the known universe. It can dissolve more substances than any other liquid. It can tear apart mountains given enough time. In its solid form, it expands, capable of shattering the strongest materials. As a gas, it is a greenhouse compound more potent than your carbon dioxide." The human delegates listened, a mix of awe and skepticism on their faces. General Isabella Chen, representing Earth's military interests, spoke up. "With all due respect, Ambassador, water is the foundation of life as we know it. Are you suggesting we've been harboring some kind of galactic superweapon without realizing it?" Gailfor's multifaceted eyes seemed to shimmer with an emotion akin to fear. "That is precisely what I'm saying, General. The Galactic Council has strict protocols regarding the handling and distribution of dihydrogen monoxide. The fact that your planet is covered in it, that your very bodies are composed of it, it changes everything." As the implications of this revelation sank in, Earth found itself at a crossroads. The substance that had nurtured life on the planet for billions of years was viewed as a threat by the galactic community. Humanity's very existence, it seemed, was built upon what the rest of the universe considered to be the most dangerous substance in the galaxy. Dr. Rodriguez, watching the reactions of both humans and Zarkonians, couldn't help but feel a sense of irony. Well, she mused to herself, it seems our first step into the galactic community is going to be a splash after all. Little did Elena know that this discovery was just the beginning. Humanity's relationship with water, this seemingly mundane yet cosmically significant substance, was about to reshape the future of the entire galaxy. The Galactic Council's decree. In the months following the revelation of water's galactic significance, Earth became a hub of frenzied activity. Scientists from every corner of the globe collaborated with Zarkonian researchers, probing the depths of this newfound mystery. Meanwhile, diplomats worked tirelessly to navigate the complex waters of interstellar politics. It was against this backdrop of controlled chaos that humanity received its first invitation to the Galactic Council. The Council's emissary, a being of pure energy named Lux, materialized in the United Nations Assembly Hall, casting an ethereal glow across the gathered dignitaries. Esteemed representatives of Earth, Lux's voice resonated, not through sound but directly into the minds of all present. The Galactic Council extends an invitation to your species. Your unique relationship with dihydrogen monoxide has sparked great interest and concern. A murmur rippled through the assembly. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now serving as Earth's chief scientific advisor, stepped forward. We are honored by the invitation, she said, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. But I must ask, what exactly does our unique relationship with water entail for our standing in the galactic community? Lux's form shimmered, a kaleidoscope of colors that seemed to convey a mix of emotions. That, Dr. Rodriguez, is precisely what the Council wishes to discuss. You must understand, the substance you call water is subject to the strictest regulations across known space. Its potential for both creation and destruction is unparalleled. And so, a delegation from Earth found themselves aboard a Zarkonian ship, hurtling through the cosmos towards the seat of the Galactic Council. The journey gave Elena time to reflect on the bizarre turn of events. How could something as fundamental to Earth as water be seen as a controlled substance by advanced civilizations? The Galactic Council's headquarters defied human comprehension. A massive structure that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously, it housed representatives from thousands of species. As the Earth delegation was ushered into the Grand Chamber, Elena felt the weight of countless alien gazes upon them. The Council Elder, a being so ancient that its species had long since evolved beyond physical form, addressed the assembly. We face an unprecedented situation. Its thoughts echoed through the chamber. Never before has a species evolved in such intimate contact with dihydrogen monoxide. The humans before us are composed of, sustained by, and surrounded by a substance that has brought ruin to countless civilizations. Images flashed across the chamber, showing planets torn apart by tidal forces, civilizations drowned by melting ice caps, and molecular structures disintegrated by water's corroding power. General Chen, part of the Earth delegation, couldn't contain herself. With all due respect, she interjected, water is essential to our existence. Are you suggesting that our very biology is a galactic threat? A ripple of murmurs, or their alien equivalents, spread through the assembly. The Council Elder's form pulsed, a sign of intense deliberation. That, it finally responded, is the crux of our dilemma. By the letter of our laws, Earth should be quarantined, its inhabitants relocated to prevent the spread of this dangerous substance. However, your species' adaptation to dihydrogen monoxide is nothing short of miraculous. It presents possibilities. Dr. Hikaru Tanaka, who had been quietly analyzing the Council's data, spoke up. You fear water because of its destructive potential, but have you considered its capacity for creation? On Earth, water is the cradle of life, the medium of countless chemical reactions that sustain our ecosystems. The chamber fell silent as the council members contemplated this perspective. It was Ambassador Xylthor who broke the silence. The human speaks truth. In our fear of dihydrogen monoxide's destructive power, we have perhaps overlooked its generative properties. The council elder's form shimmered, its thoughts projecting a mix of caution and curiosity. Be that as it may, we cannot ignore millennia of established protocol. Humanity's ongoing use and distribution of dihydrogen monoxide pose risks we cannot overlook. Elena felt a chill run down her spine. "What are you proposing?" she asked, dreading the answer. "The council decrees the following." The elder's thoughts boomed. Earth will be granted provisional membership in the galactic community, under the condition that it immediately begins the process of dihydrogen monoxide regulation. All freestanding sources of the substance must be contained. Its use in industry and daily life must be strictly controlled and reported. Failure to comply will result in more drastic measures. The human delegation stood in shocked silence. The substance that covered 71% of their planet's surface, that made up 60% of their bodies, was to be regulated like some kind of dangerous drug. General Chen was the first to find her voice. "This is impossible. You're asking us to restructure our entire civilization, our very biology." Nevertheless, the council elders' thoughts were tinged with finality. "These are our terms. You have 1 Earth year to show significant progress in dihydrogen monoxide containment, or the Galactic Council will be forced to take action to protect the rest of the galaxy from this threat." As the Earth delegation was ushered out of the chamber, Elena's mind raced. How could they possibly comply with these demands? And more importantly, should they? Water, this substance that the galaxy feared, was the cornerstone of life on Earth. To regulate it would be to fundamentally alter the course of human existence. Yet, as she glanced back at the assembled alien species, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that this crisis also presented an opportunity. Humanity's understanding and use of water was unique in the galaxy. Perhaps, just perhaps, this could be turned to their advantage. As the Zarkonian ship prepared for the journey back to Earth, Elena gathered her fellow delegates. "We have a year," she said, her voice filled with determination. "A year to either find a way to comply with these impossible demands, or to prove to the galaxy that our relationship with water isn't a threat. It's our greatest strength." Little did Elena know that this decree would set in motion a chain of events that would not only challenge humanity's ingenuity, but reshape the very fabric of galactic society. The clock was ticking, and the fate of Earth hung in the balance, all because of the most abundant substance on their blue planet, water. Human ingenuity unleashed. As news of the Galactic Council's decree spread across Earth, reactions ranged from panic to outrage to determined resolve. The idea of regulating water, the very essence of life on the planet, seemed absurd to most. Yet the threat of galactic intervention loomed large, pushing humanity to the brink of its creative and scientific capabilities. Dr. Elena Rodriguez found herself at the center of a global initiative dubbed Project Aquarius. Its mission: to revolutionize humanity's relationship with water in ways that would satisfy the Galactic Council while preserving life on Earth as they knew it. "We're not just fighting for our way of life," Elena addressed a room full of the world's brightest minds. "We're fighting to show the galaxy what humanity is capable of. Water isn't our weakness, it's our strength, and we're going to prove it." The first breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Zara Patel, a nanotechnology expert from Mumbai, proposed a radical idea. "What if," she posited, her eyes gleaming with excitement, "we could control water at the molecular level? Nanocapsules that encase individual water molecules, allowing us to manipulate their properties." The concept was revolutionary. If successful, it would allow humanity to contain water as per the Council's demands, while still utilizing it for essential functions. Teams of scientists and engineers worked around the clock, and within months, the first prototypes of smart water were being tested. Meanwhile, in the arid regions of North Africa, another innovation was taking shape. Dr. Amir Hassan, a climate engineer, had developed an atmospheric moisture harvesting system unlike anything seen before. "We're not just collecting water, he explained to a captivated audience. We're sculpting the very air around us, creating microclimates that optimize water use while minimizing waste. These microclimate domes soon dotted the landscape, turning deserts into oases of controlled, efficient water use. The Galactic Council observers watched with a mixture of awe and trepidation as humanity reshaped its environment. But it was in the field of space exploration that human ingenuity truly shone. General Isabella Chen, working in conjunction with private space agencies, unveiled a propulsion system that used water as its primary fuel source. "We're not just containing water," she announced proudly. "We're using it to propel ourselves to the stars." The water-based propulsion system was a game-changer. It was clean, efficient, and utilized a resource that the rest of the galaxy considered too dangerous to use freely. Human ships, powered by the very substance that had caused so much concern, began to venture further into space than ever before. As the one-year deadline approached, Earth was transformed. Cities glittered with water reclamation systems that operated at near 100% efficiency. Agriculture had been revolutionized, with crops engineered to thrive on minimal water in controlled environments. The oceans, once seen as vast, ungovernable bodies of the dangerous substance, were now carefully monitored and managed by networks of AI-driven platforms. Yet not all of humanity embraced these changes with open arms. Protests erupted in many parts of the world, with people decrying the loss of natural bodies of water and the strict rationing of what was once a freely available resource. "We've caged the very essence of our planet," one protester's sign read, capturing the sentiment of many. Elena understood these concerns all too well. Every time she saw a child marveling at a holographic representation of a waterfall, her heart ached for the real cascades that had been contained and regulated. But the alternative, galactic quarantine or worse, was unthinkable. As she prepared to present Earth's progress to the Galactic Council, Elena received an urgent message from Dr. Hikaru Tanaka. "Elena." His holographic form flickered with excitement. "You need to see this. We've discovered something about water, something that changes everything." Racing to Hikaru's lab, Elena found him poring over data streams, his eyes wide with wonder. "We've been so focused on containing and controlling water," he explained, "that we almost missed its most extraordinary property. Under certain conditions, water can serve as a gateway for faster-than-light travel." Elena's mind reeled at the implications. "Are you saying?" Hikaru nodded, a grin spreading across his face. "Water isn't just a substance, Elena. It's a key to the universe. The very thing the galaxy fears could be the greatest discovery in the history of space exploration." As the revelation sank in, Elena realized that humanity's journey was far from over. They had not just met the Galactic Council's demands, they had surpassed them in ways no one could have imagined. Water, the substance that had brought them to the brink of galactic exile, might now propel them to the forefront of cosmic exploration. With renewed determination, Elena prepared to face the Galactic Council. Humanity, galactic crisis, and human solution. As Elena prepared to present Earth's progress to the Galactic Council, a crisis of unprecedented scale erupted across the galaxy. Reports flooded in from dozens of systems about a mysterious, fast-spreading plague that left entire planets uninhabitable. The Galactic Council, once focused on the water situation on Earth, now found itself grappling with an existential threat to the entire galactic community. Elena and her team watched in horror as holographic displays showed world after world succumbing to the plague. The disease, dubbed the void rot by panicked populations, seemed to break down the very molecular structure of living organisms, leaving behind nothing but inert dust. "This is unlike anything we've ever encountered," Xylfor, the Zarkonian ambassador, explained during an emergency briefing. His usually composed demeanor was shaken, his iridescent skin pale with worry. "Our most advanced medical technologies are useless against it. Entire species are on the brink of extinction." As the galactic community reeled from the onslaught of the void rot, Dr. Hikaru Tanaka made a startling discovery. Analyzing data from affected worlds, he noticed a pattern. The plague. He announced to a room of anxious scientists and diplomats, "It's not biological. It's nanomechanical." The revelation sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The void rot wasn't a disease in the traditional sense, but a swarm of self-replicating nanobots designed to break down matter at the molecular level. But who created them? And for what purpose? As theories and accusations flew, Alina had an epiphany. "Water," she whispered. Then louder, "It's water. That's the key." All eyes turned to her as she explained her theory. "These nanobots, they're breaking down molecular bonds. But water has unique bonding properties. What if we could use it to disrupt the nanobot's function?" The idea was met with skepticism from the alien delegates. Use the very substance we've been trying to regulate to save the galaxy. One council member scoffed. "It's preposterous." But Alina stood her ground. "You've seen what we've accomplished in a year. Our understanding and control of water at the molecular level is unparalleled. We can do this." After heated debate, the council reluctantly agreed to let humanity try its solution. There was, after all, little left to lose. What followed was a whirlwind of activity. Dr. Zara Patel's nanocapsules, originally designed to contain water molecules, were repurposed to deliver precisely controlled bursts of water to disrupt the void rot nanobots. General Chen's water propulsion systems were modified to create massive ships capable of transporting huge quantities of the smart water across the galaxy. As the first human ships arrived at an infected world, tension was palpable. Would their desperate plan work, or would it merely spread the very substance the galaxy feared across infected worlds? The deployment was a sight to behold. Massive clouds of microscopic water capsules were released into the atmosphere of the dying planet. For agonizing hours, nothing seemed to change. Then, gradually, sensors began to pick up a shift. The void rot was slowing, then stopping, then beginning to recede. Cheers erupted across communication channels as the news spread. Humanity's solution was working. World after world was treated, the void rot retreat before the onslaught of precisely controlled water molecules. But the crisis was far from over. As Alina and her team worked tirelessly to produce and distribute enough of the water solution to save infected worlds, a disturbing discovery was made. The origin of the void rot nanobots was traced back to an ancient, long-dormant race known as the predecessors. They were said to be the first spacefaring civilization. Guilthor explained, his voice hushed with awe. But they disappeared eons ago, leaving behind only myths and scattered artifacts. It seemed the void rot was not a new threat, but an ancient failsafe designed to cleanse the galaxy of life if certain conditions were met. But what triggered it after all this time? As the last of the infected worlds were treated, and the galactic community began the long process of rebuilding, all eyes turned once again to Earth and its dangerous, miraculous substance, water. The Galactic Council convened once more, this time not to judge humanity, but to acknowledge its pivotal role in saving the galaxy. Alina stood before the assembled representatives, her head held high. "We came here a year ago, labeled as a potential threat because of our relationship with water," she began. "Today, we stand before you as partners in survival. Water, the substance you feared, has proven to be the salvation of us all." The council elders' form shimmered with what could only be described as humility. Humanity has taught us a valuable lesson. Its thoughts resonated through the chamber. In our fear of the unknown, we nearly overlooked a powerful ally. It seems we have much to learn from our new friends from Earth. As applause, or its multi-species equivalent, filled the chamber, Alina couldn't help but smile. Humanity had not just earned its place among the stars. It had proven that sometimes the very thing you fear most might be your greatest strength. But even as the galaxy celebrated its narrow escape from the void rot, questions lingered. What other secrets did the predecessors leave behind? And how would this newfound appreciation for water change the face of galactic society? As Elena gazed out at the assembly of alien species, she knew that humanity's greatest adventures were just beginning. With water as their ally, the stars themselves were within reach. Humanity's triumph and new galactic order. In the years following the void rot crisis, the galaxy underwent a transformation unlike anything seen in millennia. Humanity, once viewed with suspicion and fear due to its relationship with water, now found itself at the forefront of a new era of galactic cooperation and scientific advancement. The Galactic Council, humbled by the near-extinction event and humanity's pivotal role in averting it, underwent significant reforms. A new doctrine of diverse resilience was adopted, recognizing that the key to galactic survival lay not in uniformity, but in embracing the unique adaptations and knowledge of all species. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now serving as Earth's ambassador to the Galactic Council, stood at the podium of the newly christened Galactic Academy of Sciences. Today, she announced to a chamber filled with beings from across the cosmos, "We inaugurate an institution dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge without fear. Our differences are not liabilities, but assets in our shared journey of discovery." The Academy became a melting pot of ideas, where humanity's expertise in water management and molecular manipulation merged with the advanced technologies of other species. Breakthroughs came at an astounding pace. Dr. Hikaru Tanaka, leading a team of multi-species researchers, made the next giant leap. Building on the discovery of water's potential for faster-than-light travel, they developed the hydrospace drive. This revolutionary propulsion system allowed ships to slip between the molecular bonds of spacetime, using water as a lubricant for reality itself. "We're not just traveling through space," Hikaru explained at the unveiling, his eyes shining with excitement. "We're swimming through the very fabric of the universe." The hydrospace drive opened up the galaxy like never before. Distant star systems, once unreachable, were now just a splash away. Exploration and colonization efforts expanded at an unprecedented rate, with humanity often leading the charge. But it wasn't just in space travel that water proved its worth. The techniques developed to combat the void rot led to advancements in medicine that bordered on the miraculous. Diseases once thought incurable fell before the power of precisely manipulated water molecules. Life expectancies across numerous species saw dramatic increases. General Isabella Chen, now Admiral of the newly formed Galactic Peace Force, oversaw the implementation of water-based defense systems across vulnerable worlds. "Water is no longer just the essence of life," she declared at a demonstration. "It's the shield that protects it." Force fields made of highly pressurized water vapor could repel energy weapons. Clouds of smart water nanocapsules could neutralize chemical and biological attacks. Water, once feared, had become the cornerstone of galactic security. Yet, as with any great change, there were those who resisted. A faction known as the Dry Purists emerged, decrying the galaxy's growing dependence on water-based technologies. They saw humanity's influence as a corruption of the natural order. Tensions came to a head when a group of dry purist extremists attempted to destroy Earth's largest water reclamation facility. The attack was thwarted, but it served as a stark reminder that progress often comes with a price. Addressing the Galactic Council in the wake of the attack, Elena's voice was filled with determination. "We cannot let fear drive us apart again," she urged. "Water is not good or evil. It's a tool, a medium, a gateway to understanding the universe. How we use it defines us, not the other way around." Her words struck a chord. The Council voted to establish the Galactic Water Management Authority, a body dedicated to ensuring the responsible use and distribution of water across all worlds. Earth, with its unparalleled expertise, was given a leading role. As the galactic community settled into its new water-positive paradigm, attention turned once more to the mysteries of the predecessors. The ancient race that had created the void rot clearly possessed knowledge far beyond current understanding. Exploration teams, using hydrospace drives, began to uncover more artifacts and ruins. Dr. Zora Patel, analyzing data from these expeditions, made a startling hypothesis. "I don't think the predecessors disappeared," she announced to a stunned conference. "I think they evolved, and I believe water was the key." Her theory suggested that the predecessors had used water to transcend physical form, becoming beings of pure energy. The void rot, in this context, wasn't a weapon, but a misunderstood ascension tool. As the galaxy grappled with the implications of this theory, a new chapter in cosmic history was being written. Humanity, the species that had clawed its way to the stars carrying the very substance that others feared, now stood as a linchpin of galactic civilization. Elena, watching Earth's sun set from the observation deck of Galactic Central, felt a profound sense of pride and responsibility. They had come so far, yet the journey was far from over. The universe, vast and mysterious, awaited exploration, and humanity, with its undeniable bond to the most extraordinary substance in the galaxy, was ready to dive in. As she turned to join her fellow council members for another session of galactic governance, Elena smiled. Who would have thought that the key to humanity's greatest adventure would be the very thing that covered most of their home planet? Water, once taken for granted, had become their passport to the stars. The galaxy, it seemed, would never be the same. And that was just the beginning.